What's up? It's Damon Burton, president and founder of SEO National, back again. This time we're talking about SEO tools for beginners. You've probably heard of Google's Keyword Planner to help you understand keywords. That's a go-to, but let me elaborate on that a little more. So before you start doing an SEO campaign, you got to reverse engineer the goals, right? Your goal is to help your client make more money or you make more money. And so you have to first go, where is the money? And that's where keyword research starts. So what you want to do is align your content, your strategy with buyer intent. Now, what I mean by that is stop guessing and making up SEO garbage and focus on the problems that consumers are already telling you that they have, so you can become the answer to that. You can solve their pain points. So a great example of that is answerthepublic.com. It's a free website where you can go in and type in your keyword or your industry, and it's going to tell you the who, what, when, where, and why of what people are already asking search engines. That is your answer. That is literally Google telling you where the demand is and what people are asking. From there, you can dig into the results of Answer the Public, and it's going to elaborate and extend the examples. So let me give you a reference. So in working with the Utah Jazz team store, the goal was to sell more merchandise and jerseys and hats for that NBA team. One of the results we kept finding in the tool Answer the Public was, how did Karl Malone die? Now, depending on how familiar you are with the NBA and Hall of Fame players, Karl Malone's not dead. So here's why that's a great potential topic to write about. One is you're going to rank quickly. The competition is little to non-existent because nobody else is writing about it because Karl Malone's not dead. And the people that are going to be asking about Karl Malone are the people that may buy his merchandise. So in this case, maybe you come up with a blog post that says, here's the top 10 myths of how Karl Malone died. So in that example, the audience may be asking the wrong question, but you provide the right answer. So align your content and your targets with buyer intent. It'll bring you a better qualified customer. Now, another great tool that you can use is SpyFu, SPYFU.com. And what that will do is help you do some competitive analysis. It will tell you not only the targets that your competitors are targeting organically, but also paid. Now, even though we're not talking about paid ads, it's good to look at the data in paid ads. The reason why is because if somebody else is throwing money at it, they're probably getting a return, which means it's probably something worthwhile for you to consider. I look forward to seeing what you learned from this video. Let's go. So then, of course, I hear keyword research is hard. How do I know what to write about? Where do I start? All these processes don't have to be overcomplicated. Keyword research can be very easy. There's great sites like this. So when I went through and did this presentation for Inner Circle, we dug into the competition. One of those competitors is Kajabi. So there's tools like this. This tool is SpyFu. If you search SpyFu, you can use this for free. They have paid accounts, but they have free ones as well. And so you can come in here and we type in Kajabi. In it, we can go, what is our competitors targeting? On the left, we can see what are they targeting organically. On the right, if they're paying for ads and they pay enough to show up on the radar, we can see what they're paying money for. So Kajabi is bidding on ClickFunnels branded term. So the reason why we look at this in keyword research and then apply that to content is this is what your competitors are doing. So if they're throwing time and effort and money at it, it's probably because they're getting a return. Doesn't mean you have to copy all the same stuff, but this is a good place to look at for considerations of what types of content strategies you can start implementing to monetize. You realize what words you can target to make you money, but you can only show up on Google for what Google can read. So now you have to do content. Well, content's hard, Damon. Well, of course we can make content easy as well. What you want to do is align your keywords and your content with buyer intent. So we've all seen those crappy websites where we can tell that the content's been, quote unquote, optimized and it just reads really wacky and it's not really compelling. It's because they're using what's called spun content, or where they just took somebody else's content and shuffled it around. So instead, we want to create our own content that is buyer intent based and not just random and shotgunned. So there's other tools that you can use. This one's called Answer the Public. With Answer the Public, you can come in and you can type in a keyword. So like in this case, we type in funnel software. So now we can see here's the who, what, when, where, and why of what people are already asking search engines. This is Google telling you what people are asking. This is Google telling you what the pain points of your customers are. Now you no longer have to guess. Now you know what to create content around to compel and attract ideal buyers based on what their pain points are and the problems that your software, that your product or service can resolve. So here's like an example of using that same tool to search for your own branded term. So what's cool is you can dig deeper on what people think about your software. or your product or your service, for better or worse. This will tell you the things that people like about your product. It will also tell you the problems that they're having that they're trying to find an FAQ to solve. So now you can create better solutions. You can fix your product or service, or you can add or enhance on your product or service. And guess what? You can do the same thing with your competition. What are the things that people maybe like about Kajabi better than ClickFunnels? Now Russell's team can go in here and go, sweet, we can either improve that thing or we can add that thing. Because this is Google telling us very specifically with data what people are asking. So you can tap into that buyer intent to get better aligned ideal buyers. All right, so now we know what keywords to target. And then we punched them into here. And now we dug deeper on those keywords. We found topics that we can write about to build out our content strategy. Now we're going to start writing content. So you write this beautiful piece that's very buyer intent based, solves problems, attracts your ideal consumers. Well, you don't want to stop there because you spent all that time and effort. Repurpose it. Here's an example of the article. You don't need to read the actual text, but we took this text for the jazz and put it into an infographic. A lot of you guys are familiar with Canva and things like that. There's tools in there to build out infographics. Do it again. Take the text and convert it into a video. So now you have one single piece of text-based content that you can now repurpose into videos and graphics. What you want to do with that is stack it like this. So a lot of you, if you have, obviously a lot of us are on ClickFunnels. So if you have a landing page, you might not necessarily want to go like super deep on content, because if you're driving paid ads, usually you just want to get them in and out. So this particular part of the presentation is more applicable if you have like a traditional website, or if maybe you want to build an FAQ in the navigation or the footer of your landing page to house more of the content, then you can do this there, because you don't want to distract. This is what I was saying earlier. There's advantages and disadvantages. I'm not saying SEO is the holy grail. So you don't always want to do this, because this will create value in one ways, but could take away from the value of getting a customer in and out. If it makes sense to build out an organic campaign, then you want to strategically stack your content like this. The reason why we do it in this format is because we want the text first, because we want Google to read the content quicker. Further down the content is on a page, the less valuable it becomes because Google had to work harder for it. Then by process of elimination, we do the infographic last because it's just so vertically tall. We don't want to suppress the other information. Therefore, the video is in the middle. Now, here's what's cool. This page is now more content heavy. It's more value added. Therefore, it increases the chances that it's going to rank higher on Google. And because we repurpose into videos and graphics, you have the potential to have multiple results on page one. So this first result is your text-based original piece of content. Then because we also did a video and a graphic, those two may also show up in the carousels below on the page. So now you take up a bigger chunk of real estate, increase your brand visibility, increase your click-through rate while suppressing your competition. A backlink is when another website hyperlinks to your website. That link counts as a vote in the search engine popularity contest. So if we go back 2 decades when Google was the new kid on the block, the reason why they took market share so quickly is because they looked at links. Before Google came along, all these other search engines would look at basically keyword stuffed elements, all the things that webmasters could manipulate. So Google said, well, what if I paid attention to external factors, the things that are less likely to be manipulated? And so they paid attention to these votes, these links from other websites to yours. So this is still a core part of its algorithm. And so if you can increase the amount of links that other websites have to yours, there's also a quality play. It's not just purely quantity, so don't go spamming a bunch of links. All right, backlinks sound hard. Well, of course, we have an easy way to do it. One is you can let others do it for you. Here's a fun product called Pajamas. So with this client, they sell potty training pajama pants. With them, they had to educate their market because parents didn't know this product existed. There was either pajamas or there's diapers, but they have like a hybrid. So now you have rewashable pajamas that have a built-in diaper liner. So we had to educate the audience, but then we were also able to double down, kind of double dip in getting backlinks. Now, the way we did that, reach out to your audience, or you can use tools like ninjaoutreach.com is a tool. And there's a bunch of other tools that you can search up, like outreach software. And then what you want to do is you can you can go type in, in this case, we might search diapers. And what it's going to do is go find other people that have websites or blogs about that keyword. So go type in whatever you sell, find people that already talk about that, or people that already have a reach, or influencers in that market. And then what you can do is you can shoot them a message and say, hey, in this case, we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts of potty training. Would you like to contribute? So then you catalog their contributions. So we kind of have a left, right alternate. So there were 6 or 7 contributions on this. Publish it on your website. And then you say, hey, Amy, thanks so much for your contribution. You're now famous. You're live on my blog. Here's the link. Go share it on social media. By the way, we've already tagged you over here. And so then you're using their audience to your benefit. So that's how you get the links. Now, it doesn't always work to get a link, but here's why I love the strategy so much, because even if you don't get a link, look at all this fresh content that you got. So this is going to add value to your content strategy that we just talked about. All right. So what did you learn? I mean that. What did you learn? For a couple of reasons. One is I want you to remember what you learned so it sinks in and you take it home and you can make it an actual item. Two is if you drop it in the comments, then I'll know further questions to answer. So I can help you. I can turn it into content. I can help you and I can help others that are just starting their SEO journey. So don't forget to like and subscribe, drop a comment below, and I'll see you on the next video.